Alright, today I'm going to discuss about these trigonometry function questions, and yeah, definitely you can see actually write a heart here. It's a KBAT question, so yeah, this question actually is quite hard if you do not know what is happening here. Alright, the question says a pendulum is hangs from a fixed point as shown in the diagram 1. So the pendulum makes one complete swings every 6 seconds. So as it swings, so its distance from the wall is d cm, is measured with the respect to the time in a second. So when t equals to 0, so the distance from the wall is a maximum at 100 cm. The minimum distance of d is 60 cm. Assume that d is a sinusoidal functions of t. Write equations that express as a function of t. Alright, so when you see the words, this is vocabulary here. The sinusoidal basically it means it will look something like the sine curve. That means it will look something like the sine curve, but not necessarily must be sine function. It look like the sine curve. It can be something like this. But if you understand, basically cos is the pattern of a sine curve. If from the sine curve here I take the middle part here, this one actually is a cos graph, isn't it? So over here I want to mention about this word, the sinusoidal. Basically it can be sine or cos. Alright, then here we have some information. One of the important information is we know is one complete swings is every 6 seconds. So I will assume 6 seconds over here is like one complete cycle. Alright, so this is the first idea. Right, so and then over here he says something like maximum or minimum. So we have the information. Maximum is 100 cm and minimum is 60 cm. Because we're going to use the maximum and minimum to do our graph here. And then it says when t equals 0 is at the maximum, right? So time is actually quite important. So over here I kind of want to record down the graph pattern. But okay, let me just erase this one first, because it should be slightly higher a bit. Okay, so if I want to record it down, so this is what happened. Since we have the maximum and minimum, right? So I will assume my maximum will be 100. So over here my maximum should be 100, not 80. Should be 100, and my minimum will be 60. So I know my graph should be between 100 and 60. So because you learn about sine graph and cos graph, right, you know there must be symmetry. So the middle value should be maximum plus minimum divided by 2. Alright, just in case you do not know the middle value, just max plus minimum divided by 2. Then you get a sum. Normally I call it new x-axis or the middle value. So in this case is 100 plus 60 divided by 2, you get 80, isn't it? So therefore I will have a 80 here and a middle. Right, this 80 is very important. This one will be my new x-axis. So I'm going to sketch my graph from here. Alright, then I will kind of mark the coordinates, because over here they will say at 100 and t equals 0. So I will assume my first coordinate is start from here. So my graph must start from 100. So it is not the sine graph anymore, because sine graph must start from 80, right? Because if this one is a sine graph, it should always start at the 80. So you will have something like this. Okay, but in this case it is not. So what I want to do here is, one complete cycle here I haven't solved. So I'm pretty sure is a cos graph, because cos graph actually start from the maximum, isn't it? Because if from the sine graph, is actually it will start from the 0. This is the idea of the graph. So if no matter sine and cos, we know how we get the period value, right? So basically what I will do is, okay, assume this one is cos bt. So the bt must always equal to 360. Okay, So BT here equals to 360 here, and then we know basically one complete cycle is a 6 seconds. So I can find my B value quite easily by substitute 6 into the time here, because 6 actually is a time, equal to 360. So my B basically equals to 360 divided by 6, which is a 60. Alright, so therefore I will kind of have the 60t here. So I will start to draw like this, because I know this one is a cos graph. Oops, my cos is terrible. Okay, let me just draw again. Yeah, I will kind of have something like this, and it will keep on continue if I wanted to. So the minimum is 60, maximum will be 100. So from here, so what we understand is each of the angle here should be, if the 60t here, each of the cycle here will be 6, then the next one will be 12, and so on. So then we need to label the equation, because over here they ask you to write down the function, right? So we know the general equation for cos graph over here should be y equals to, let's say in this case, are they going to use the y? No, they're not going to use the y, they're going to use a d, because yeah, it's correct, because right now we are actually doing the distance, isn't it? So the distance should equals to the a cos bt plus c. Right, so what is the value of a? A basically is the amplitude, right? So over here we know that our amplitudes here is 20, correct or not? So a basically is 20. Cos b, we just found it, b basically is 60, so it will be 60t. What is the c value here? C basically means from the original x-axis to the new x-axis, like what is the value that shift? So you can see basically they're going to shift up 80 unit, right? Or 80 centimeter, so plus 80. So therefore this one will be the final answer. Yeah, you just imagine basically he start to do the swings for the pendulum here. So the swing on the pendulum here, and then they measure the distance. I mean, they measure the distance from the from this ball to the wall. So the minimum distance here is kind of the 60 cm, and then maximum, maybe his maximum is swim up to here, but then the maximum distance here is 100 cm. This is what they're trying to say. So they record down, so maximum at 100. So that means they pull this one up to 100, and then they start from here, and then they let go the pendulum, and then it will record down each time they swing, and then the recording data actually form shapes of the cos graph. So yeah, this is what happens. So basically this question is like you kind of need to know how to use, yeah, this one is a t here, this one is a d. You kind of need to know how to use the information given here to form your function. Alright, I hope this short video can help you understand this KBAT question. If you still have any question, you can always post the comment below and let me know. I will try to reply you as soon as possible. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.